Hello, hello, hello. I've been putting off doing this for a long time. A long time. But I thought I'm just going to have to bite the bullet. Have to bite the bullet. And if you've read the title, you know where we're at. Yeah, we're doing Led Zeppelin again. Do you remember Led Zeppelin? And this is the very first album. See, look, and it's on. This one's on 180 gram vinyl. Um, I have oh, I don't know, a love hate. No, it's not even a love hate. It's an indifference. It's Led Zeppelin. Some things of Led Zeppelin I enjoy, and some things I don't enjoy. Mainly because they're born out of the blues. I'm not a big fan of blues rock, unless it's Peter Green, So if you are watching these, we'll be doing them again because these were originally lost. These were part of the cull, as it were, back in the day. So we're doing them again. I don't want to do them again, but what else is there to do? What else is there to do? And so we begin on the 12th of January 1969 for the debut of Led Zeppelin. And there is the Hindenburg. Very insensitive. This cover would be banned now. This would be banned. Oh, the humanity, they would say. And that's the Hindenburg going down. Hydrogen. They want to change all the boilers to hydrogen. That's what hydrogen does, folks. Not helium, hydrogen. Very explosive. But yeah, Led Zeppelin, because it's a play on words. In the UK, if something's going to be unpopular, we say it's going to go down like a lead balloon. And so it's a kind of a mangling of that. You have Zeppelin, i.e. the Zeppelin that crashed, and lead. But it's not spelt like lead, it's spelt like lead. Yeah, so that's where the name is derived from. Coming out of the Yardbirds had kind of fallen apart, and Page found himself with the name. Then, by various people not helping him fulfill a tour, he ends up with the band as we know it. And then they say, hey, we all get along. Why don't we form a band? And so they did. They formed Led Zeppelin. And they went into Olympic Studios, 11 p.m. on the 25th of September 1968, to record their debut. Now, if I'd said that and there was a picture of the band going past, you'd think, God, he's so fucking cool. But I'm not. I'm reading it off the Wikipedia page, and you get to look at my ugly mug. So it's a wonderful thing. I'm not going to pretend this is some sort of documentary. I'm not like those losers. I'm not like that. But yeah, this Page reckoned it took about 36 hours to record over a couple of weeks. Yeah. And when you think about, again, you've got to remember that back in the 60s, albums got recorded really quickly. And I'm not sure if that's quite a long time, actually. Because, you hear about the Beatles doing a record in a day and whatnot. I'd like to figure out if that was a long time, or because it sounds like it's a short time. But then, compared to what exactly? Because other bands, used to go in and, get things done pretty quickly. And it was produced by a very famous producer, Glyn Johns, who had known Page since they were young. Now again, the thing about this album is it's really interesting because you can hear it's almost like where that blues scene reaches its peak. This is it. It's like, where are we going to go? It's reached its zenith, as it were. Coming from stuff like the Yardbirds and blues, Fleetwood Mac and bands like that, you can see where Blues Breakers. It's kind of that with this album, and it's almost like also kind of shedding that as well. It's because we're moving to different, I think, almost different musical areas. And not only is it blues, but you have this kind of new kind of proto heavy rock coming out of it as well. So it's quite interesting. I was listening to it again. It's an album I know because I used to have it. I used to have this on bloody, was it Plum, the Plum label, and I sold it years ago. Mind you, this sounds better. That version was a bit crackly. It was like Jimmy Page was cooking bacon in the background. Starts off with Good Times, Bad Times, and I really like this one. It's really skinny. It's probably the poppiest song on the record, and and you hear it, you go, yeah, I dig this. I dig this. This is good. You think, yeah, this could be a good pop band. And I don't, again, when I use the word pop, people, raise their handbags and clutch at their pearls. There's nothing wrong with pop. There's nothing wrong with being popular. I mean, crikey, they were popular. You know what I'm saying? They were popular. But it's a really good pop song. And then it goes into in kind of blues territory, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Babe, I'm Going to Leave You is a cover by Anne Breeden. I think Joan Baez also covered it. It's a what do they call it, a standard or whatever. It's all right. It's all right, but it's that blues rock. You Shook Me is another cover made famous by Willie Dixon. And Dazed and Confused is also another cover, but I like that one a lot. I like Dazed and Confused a lot because the way they kind of break it down. It's this kind of real, that descending pattern. Dun, dun, dun. And you can hear, I hear Black Sabbath in there. The way it's, I hear, again, on some of the other stuff I can hear Queen. Because I remember, in the early days of Queen, they were compared to poor man's Led Zeppelin. And it's only today I think, oh, wait a minute, now I get it. It's only taken me bloody 35 years or whatever it is to figure it out. Because I can hear. And some of the guitar phrasing, it's kind of, whatever. So I really like that one. Turn Over, Your Time Is Going to Come. Again, I quite like that one as well. Pretty good one. Black Mountainside's all right. Communication Breakdown for me is the last good one of the record. And then we go, I Can't Quit You Baby, another bluesy one. And the same with How Many More Times. I'm like, that's it. I'm zoned out at this point because that's the Led Zeppelin I'm not interested in. But, listen to it again. You can hear where all these other bands are kind of sprung out of it, been influenced by the reach of them. Again, not necessarily literally, but in terms of some of the guitar riffs, the way the songs are structured in terms of the production, you can go, I even heard, I was thinking Pistols. There's some riffing on there. I'm thinking that could have been a Pistols riff. That could have been Steve Jones playing that. That's the reach of the band, and so in that respect, you've got to give it like a classic album stamp for its reach and influence. Again, it's not something that I personally enjoy. I do not personally enjoy this album, because it's not my thing. It's not my thing. But I appreciate it. I think I'm allowed to say that, aren't I? You're not all going to get upset with me, in the comments because I say I don't like it, but I appreciate what it is. I think that's pretty even-handed. I think that's pretty even-handed. So yeah, but again, the thing is where it's going, where this band is going to end up, and how they're going to develop. That's the interesting journey. At the beginning, they're just kind of starting out. They're playing the blues. They're stretching out a little bit. It's their first tentative steps, and that's what this album represents. And considering the next one comes along in the same year, in October, so you have that in January, and literally like a year later, there's another album out. They're really, again, a lot of these bands at that time were very, very productive, and continually, bringing out new material. That's the amazing thing. You wouldn't see a band today bring out material that quickly or be that productive. So yeah, that's what I find fascinating too, is the work ethic, of hey, we've got to get this going. And yeah, that is Led Zeppelin. the first one. And then obviously we'll be doing the second one after this. So there you go. That's something for you to enjoy. So hopefully you've enjoyed my terrible take on the first Led Zeppelin album. Don't worry, I'm going to go through them all again. I'm going to go through them all, and you're going to hate me for it, because I'm going to say things that you're not going to like, and that's how it goes. That's what having an opinion is, isn't it? But you're allowed to have your opinion. I'm allowed to have mine, and we can politely disagree. How about we do that? Can we do that? Let's do that. Anyway, my name's been Darren Locke. I've been talking about the first Led Zeppelin album, released in 1969. And there you go. Oh, the Humanity. There you go. And there they are on the back. They're looking so young and fresh-faced. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. There'll be another one along soon. Ta-ra then.